Hello and welcome to my channel for news about reports for USA. Please follow and subscribe for more information. Let's begin. OutDaughtered star Adam Busby is dealing with major sensory overload while in another country. The father of 6 gave fans a peek into his travels and shared a little bit about what's going on. Though he's excited about this trip and wouldn't want to miss it, he couldn't help but admit that it was too much for him to handle. Scroll down to take a look at the photos of his trip so far and see what he said about experiencing sensory overload. Adam Busby sets off for Nepal. As reports for USA reported, Adam is currently in Nepal. The TLC star is on a trip there without his wife, Danielle Busby, and their daughters, Blake, Ava, Olivia, Riley, Parker, and Hazel. Danielle updated fans from home and revealed she was stuck doing laundry on a Saturday night while her hubby made his trek across the globe. The OutDaughtered star admits he's dealing with sensory overload. On Instagram on Sunday, Adam Busby revealed to fans that he had spent his first full day in Nepal. He said, "First full day in Nepal after the jet lag kicked my butt. We visited the monkey temple and walked through the city. Then," he added, "it is sensory overload here. Just wait until you see my video from a ride in the taxi." He described the entire experience as wild. You can check out his photos below. As you can see, there's a lot going on. Adam experiencing it all in person means he's taking in all of the sights, sounds, smells, and more. One OutDaughtered fan was surprised to hear Adam talk about sensory overload in another country. The fan made a good point and said, "It must be crazy over there if you say it's sensory overload, you would know sensory overload with 6 littles." Hopefully, Adam Busby will have more photos to share soon. Despite experiencing sensory overload, he seems to be enjoying himself so far. As he explores more, he may get used to the busyness and all there is to soak in. So, can you relate to Adam Busby having sensory overload in another country? What do you think of his trip photos so far? Are you eager to see what else lies ahead? Sound off in the comments section below, and come back to Reports for USA for more news about the OutDaughtered star. Adam Busby stood at the edge of the bustling marketplace, feeling like a small fish in an ocean of unfamiliarity. The vibrant colors of the fabric stalls, the cacophony of languages blending into an unintelligible hum, and the heady mix of aromas from street food vendors all collided in a dizzying display. He had embarked on this journey to escape the familiar confines of his routine and immerse himself in a new culture, but the sensory assault was far beyond what he had anticipated. The trip had been an impulsive decision, a break from the daily grind of managing his busy household and the demands of his television commitments. Adam's wife, Danielle, had encouraged him to take this time for himself, hoping it would recharge his spirit. And recharge he needed. The responsibilities of parenting 5 daughters and juggling his public persona had left him feeling more like a machine than a man. Adam navigated through the narrow alleys, trying to focus on the positive aspects of his adventure. He marveled at the intricately woven rugs and the array of spices in glass jars, each labeled with unfamiliar names. But as he wandered deeper into the labyrinth of the marketplace, the sensory overload intensified. The vibrant hues of the fabric seemed to swirl and blend into a whirlpool of chaos. The distinct smells, from pungent spices to sweet pastries, formed an unrecognizable potpourri that assaulted his senses. The chatter of vendors and the shouts of fellow shoppers reverberated around him, creating an almost tangible vibration in the air. His mind raced with thoughts of how different this place was from his quiet home in Texas. In his everyday life, the most vibrant experiences came from his daughter's laughter or the lively chatter of family dinners. Here, however, everything was magnified. The market seemed to pulse with a frenetic energy that was both fascinating and exhausting. After several minutes of walking, Adam spotted a small cafe tucked away from the main thoroughfare. The exterior, with its understated charm, seemed like a haven from the chaos outside. He made his way inside, hoping for a respite from the sensory onslaught. The cafe, with its soft lighting and calming decor, offered a stark contrast to the intensity of the marketplace. Adam sank into a comfortable chair and ordered a simple coffee, craving something familiar in the midst of the unfamiliar. As he waited, he observed the cafe's serene ambience, letting the tranquility seep into his frayed nerves. The soft strains of music played in the background, adding to the sense of calm. He closed his eyes for a moment, trying to center himself. When the coffee arrived, its rich aroma was a welcome relief. Adam took a sip, savoring the warmth and simplicity of the beverage. He couldn't help but smile at the small, comforting taste of home amidst the alien surroundings. The cafe provided a brief sanctuary, allowing him to regroup and process the whirlwind of his experience so far. As he sipped his coffee, Adam struck up a conversation with the cafe's owner, an elderly man with a kind demeanor. They discussed the local customs, the history of the area, and the various delicacies that the market had to offer. The conversation, though challenging due to language barriers, was a source of solace for Adam. It reminded him that despite the overwhelming sensory input, he was not alone in his journey. The owner's stories of the city's past and the personal anecdotes about the market's evolution helped Adam appreciate the richness of the experience. It was a reminder that behind the chaos, there was a depth of culture and history waiting to be explored. The conversation offered a new perspective, helping Adam shift his focus from the immediate sensory overload to a broader understanding of the environment he was navigating. Rejuvenated by his time at the cafe, Adam decided to venture back into the market with a newfound sense of curiosity. He approached the experience with a more deliberate pace, taking in the sights and sounds with a heightened awareness. He paused at various stalls, engaging with the vendors, and allowing himself to be guided by his interest rather than being overwhelmed by the sensory overload. Adam found solace in the small interactions he had with the locals. Each conversation, though brief, offered a glimpse into the lives of those around him. He learned about traditional crafts, local recipes, and the stories that shaped the marketplace. These interactions, although fleeting, provided him with a deeper connection to the place. As the day wore on, Adam realized that the sensory overload was not something to be overcome but rather embraced as part of the adventure. It was a reminder of the vibrant complexity of the world beyond his everyday life. The market, with its chaos and charm, had given him a new perspective on the richness of human experience. When Adam finally returned to his accommodations, he felt a sense of accomplishment. The sensory overload that had initially seemed overwhelming had transformed into a tapestry of new experiences. He had navigated the unfamiliar with a blend of curiosity and resilience, and in doing so, had rediscovered a sense of wonder.